All right, so today we are putting this bottle here to the test to see if this is actually Whiskey of the Year contender with not one, not two, but our top three whiskeys of the year last year.
Today's episode is brought to you by Zbiotics.
This is the lifesaver that everybody needs after going on a barrel pick that we just went on here recently. Thank God for Zbiotics.
Yeah, Zbiotics pre-alcohol probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle the rough mornings after drinking. And here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for the rough next morning. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make Zbiotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly and you'll feel your best tomorrow. Just go to zbiotics.com and get 15% off your first order at checkout. Plus, Zbiotics offers a 100% money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. Just click the link below.
So Dave and I just went on this barrel pick this past weekend, and literally the first thing that we did before we even left where we were staying was we had to have a Zbiotics. It truly is a total game changer for us. You know, I had no issues the next day. No. Dave drove home the next day.
I really did.
I had a long day the next day, partying and everything else for a wedding. I'm telling you guys, it was absolutely fantastic. So highly recommend Zbiotics. They've been a great channel partner of ours, and we absolutely love them.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Dave couldn't make it today. He just got back in from one of his glorious vacations of going to the SEC tournament. And so since he couldn't make it, we didn't have any videos. We had to get some videos done. So here I am doing one, just really taking one for the team here, because we're going to blind 4 amazing bourbons today, which just by the nose alone, it's just glorious in and of itself. So basically, you know, I've seen a lot of people kind of talk online about Jack Daniel's 14 potentially already being Whiskey of the Year. First off, I just want to say Jack Daniel's 14 year is amazing. We loved it. Check out the review. I'll tag the review in the bottom, in the description. Honestly, it's an amazing bourbon. They did a great job with it. Congrats and kudos to you, Jack Daniel's. With that being said, it came out in February, early March, whatever it was. And so we still got a ton of time, like an absolute ton of time. So, but I am curious because a lot of people are assuming that, a lot of people are saying it's going to be. So I want to compare it to our top 3 whiskeys last year. Honestly, it's just a great opportunity for me to drink great whiskey. That's how I look at it. So before we begin, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notifications button. Check us out on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram. We're on podcast now. We're just kind of everywhere, just, you know, expanding the kingdom. Anyways, for anybody who's new here, we always like to start our blinds from left to right, and then we kind of flush our palates, then we go back right to left. Oh, Lordy, I forget. This is just, you know, it's one of these days I just hate that Dave's not here. I'm going to be honest with you. I just hate whenever Dave's not here on certain days. So this day is going to be one of those days, and he's going to be so mad whenever he finds out because he's not going to know this video. Oh, this is just glorious in and of itself. It's sweet, it's dusty, like. By the way, I feel like all these have their own kind of unique profile to them. I mean, it's just glorious. I mean, there's some really great oak on there. It is soft but punchy all at the same time. That was my first pour of the day. I couldn't have started with a more perfect pour. I'm pretty sure that's the Old Fitz I'm drinking there. But that is just such a perfect pour to start the day with. It is oily and it just coats really well. You even get a little bit more punchiness than what you would think off that. And then just the nose just opens up more and more and more. The yolk just pops on that. Again, there's just some dusty notes to it. Truthfully, honestly, I love that thing. That's how we're starting. It's going to be a good time. Number 2, by the way. Oh, yeah. Again, more fruit, baking spices. Man, just... If this isn't the Russell's 15, I don't know what is. Gosh, that nose is just incredible. So that has to be the Russell's 15. That is so just bold and beautiful. I'm not even giving tasting notes. I'm just giving you words of like a look of something. Like I'm not even saying like how it tastes, but I don't even know how else to describe it. It is just, it's everything that you would want in a wild turkey. Like for a Russell's 15, assuming this is Russell's 15, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm really off on my, I don't want to say guesses, but maybe I'm really off on my palate on this one. But that just screams to me the absolute best that wild turkey can do. Like peak performance, you know, I haven't had dusty turkey that's better, stuff like that. Like I just think like whenever they're making a big batch of something, like this is the best thing that they can do. And they did it. Again, more fruit just pops on this. And I don't know if that's coming from this or not. You get a little bit of a berry note on there. I love a good berry note, like good blueberry, raspberry. Yeah, it's just awesome. Yeah, honestly, there's a bunch of spice on there. But again, it hits you with a proof and a punchiness, but it's not like harsh. It's not ethanol. It's not gasoline. Not anything else like that. It's just great. Just absolutely fantastic. All right, number 3. Oh, again, just these noses on all 3 of them are just so great. Cocoa powder, chocolate dipped strawberries. It's just like, this is what you want to nose all the time. Like, this is perfect. It's in a Bourbon Kingdom Glen right now. And it's like, that's what, if you had to scream to me what my perfect note would be, that's what it would be to me. Is like this just dark chocolate, dark fruit. That's just wanting to pop on the nose. Color of it's absolutely stunning and great. Proofing, smidge drying on the palate. You get good char, you get some good oak with that. Again, more chocolates, more dark fruits on there. A little bit of cocoa powder, caramel. I mean, it's just fantastic. It's literally what we want, or what I want in a perfect bourbon. Again, yeah, see, it's really great. These are really, really great. I am literally trying to poke holes into something that's really, really great, to be fair. All right, last one. A little bit lighter on the nose. Oh, there we go. I just had to coat the glass better. Smells just like a rick house. Oak for days. Char. little funky, but like in a very pleasant and great way. You know, honestly, I'm pretty sure this is the Jack Daniels just because I just want to say, like, it just smells like an awesome version of a Jack Daniels barrel proof. Like, it's like calmed down a little bit. It's just more mature, which would make sense, right? Proof's a little lower, age is on it, just makes total sense of saying that. But what's crazy to me, it doesn't, like, the Coy Hill in this doesn't smell anything, like, to me, it doesn't trigger that. It doesn't trigger that in my memory, which is kind of interesting because I would think they would actually be a little bit more similar. All right, cheers. So on this one, I feel like the punchiness is probably the best version of all of these. Proof hits really nice. Palate, you still have a ton of oak. Just got a lot of oak tannins on there. Man, there's a ton of caramel, marshmallow. It just really pops differently than what I recall. Oh yeah, here we go. Now we're getting some more fruit on there, some more citrus on there. This is good. This is like really, really good. Yeah, definitely more fruit, definitely more strawberry, some orange on there, mixed with that oak, a little bit of tobacco on the back end of that. Man, that thing is solid through and through. All right, so I am going to flush my palate. I'm going to go back through the other way. I'm going to do all that off camera so that way we keep this video shorter. And then whenever I come back, I will have our final results. All right, and we're back. Now, not going to lie, I went back and forth on this a couple times. The only one I knew for sure that was fourth was the very first one I tried. The other three, I just went back and forth on, to be honest with you. And I finally just got to the point where I'm like, I'm going to decide, I'm going to go from there. So I'm pretty sure I know the order. I'm pretty sure Old Fitz, King of Kentucky, Jack Daniels 14, Russell's 15. We'll see. I might have mixed up the Jack and King. I don't know at this point. I think I know the Jack Daniels, and I'll explain why here in a minute. All right. So the first one, which would be my fourth place, was the Old Fitz 13. Again, solid. All of these are fantastic. Like, there's not one of these you turn down. There's not one of these that you would say is bad. So definitely for sure, it's amazing. It just lacks compared to these three, and there's no shame in that. Third one. Okay, so it was the King Kentucky. It was the King Kentucky 16 years, last year's release. Really, really good. And I got really stuck with this. This ends up lacking a little bit in the palate compared to the Russell's 15 and the Jack Daniels 14 year. And again, this is me complaining about great things, right? Like, it's like saying, like, you know, what's a worse car, a Ferrari or Lamborghini? Like, there's no such thing as a bad one of those, right? I guess, in theory. So this one just lacked a little bit for this single barrel compared to these two. It's kind of interesting. I didn't realize I had these two over here, but okay. So yeah. Then number 2, which is my number 4, is the Jack Daniels 14 year. And then my number 1 was Russell's 15. Just really quick, going back to the Russell's 15, that one, it's just amazing. And the simple fact that bourbon sat on the secondary for like $400 something bucks for however long. I know now it's like way more expensive. It's to me, it's just a way more expensive bottle than what it is. And I get supply and demand. I get the amount that hit the market. I understand all that, but this is just such an amazing bottle. The Jack Daniels 14 was actually a lot closer to the Russell's 15 than what I would have thought, to be honest with you guys. There was just one note on here that kind of held it back from being like right there on that level. And it gets to, again, this is me over complaining about something that's fantastic. But if I'm being critical, if I'm trying to break things down, try to figure out why I like something more than the other, like there was no notes on here that I didn't love. Jack Daniel, there's a little bit of a tobacco note on the back end of that, and it just wouldn't go away. It started to kind of overpower. So if you love tobacco, such as Dave, you might love this more than the Russell's 15. But to me, the more I was drinking in this blind, the more this tobacco notes took out, which I don't mind tobacco note, but it started almost becoming a little bit overpowering. So yeah, there we go. Again, I'm nitpicking here. All right. This is a great blind. You know, I'm in no way, shape, form trying to be too overcritical or try to over complain about anything. I just try to break it down. But anyways, that is that's the video. So Russell's 15 still king, but the Jack Daniel's 14, I'm just going to say this, it's clearly going to be contender for Whiskey of the Year. I know these were whiskeys for last year, but considering these three were our top three, I think Jack Daniel's 14 should be able to compete. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you think will be a contender for this year, or if the Jack Daniel's 14, if you think just better than these three. So, but anyways, until next time, we'll see you.